we've got Milwaukee's new mini hedge trimmer. We'll check it out when we get back. I'm Tim. You're watching Shop Tool Reviews. This is the model number 2533-20 if you want the bare tool, and I believe it's -21 to get the kit with the 4 amp hour M12 battery and the charger. This is their new 8-inch hedge trimmer, so runs on the M12 platform, obviously, so 12-volt tool, brushless technology as well because it is M12 fuel, and we get the 8-inch blade with a 1/2-inch cut capacity. Big asterisk beside that. We'll explain that here in just one moment. So let's take a closer look at this. Then after that, we'll actually use it and then come back and talk about pricing and warranty. We've got the Milwaukee model number 2533. This is the 8-inch hedge trimmer. Specifically, it's the M12 fuel 8-inch hedge trimmer. So the fuel designation means we get a brushless motor and obviously the red lithium battery as well. This kit actually comes with a 4 amp hour, the XC 4.0 M12 battery, and it comes with the charger as well, and the sheath and the tool. So it pretty much comes as you see it here in the box. Everything you see in the picture here is included. Now they claim that this has a 1/2-inch cut capacity. Well, we're going to check that here in a few moments after we look at a few other things as well. But as we pull the sheath off, let me go ahead and pull this battery out. Now, I'll take some chances on some tools, but a tool like this that's meant for pruning, round skinny things like your appendages, I don't like having a battery in there when I'm looking at these a little closer. So we'll pull the battery out for right now. When we weigh it, we'll actually throw that back on. But I want to check out this cut capacity. I want to check out a couple of other things. We get a typical handle from Milwaukee. Looks like many of their other power tools. Rubber overmolding here. We get a trigger lock here as well as a trigger there. We'll take a look under this cover in a moment. It does have bolts on there, so those are meant for coming out, right? So we'll check that out here in a moment. Looks like counter oscillating blades. We'll check that here in a moment as well, not just a single blade. And anyway, again, looks like we get a 1/2-inch cut capacity, but not really. So let's take a moment and check that out here in just one moment. I'm going to throw the battery back in and we'll throw the sheath on. And let's get an overall measurement. From tip to the tail of the battery, a little less than 2 feet, so it's right at 23 inches from tip to tail, if you will, and then across the body. Not that it really matters, but a little over 3, right at 3 inches for that, and as far as height goes, right at 5 inches. Now, typical M12 tool, when we pull the battery, we'll see the battery gauge light up, telling us what the status is of that battery, because on the M12 batteries, we don't have a fuel gauge built onto the batteries. But again, all the M12 tools, or most of them, will show you once you pull the trigger, and it will stay illuminated for a couple of seconds to tell us. So you see here when we pull that, we can't pull the trigger without engaging or disengaging the actual lock here, which is like a little lever. And this is ambidextrous, meaning we can use it with our right hand, or if I flip this over and use it with my left hand, I have the little lock and unlock button right there with my left thumb as well. So either-handed people can use this without a problem. Now, does it have a variable speed trigger? Let's find out. So again, I can't engage this without engaging the lock and unlock button. Yeah, it looks like it's just on off. I can't vary the throttle. Yeah. So we're not going to vary the speed. It is what it is, which on a tool like this, it's not like you need to slow it down or speed it up anyway. And by the way, the speed on this is 2,700 SPM, or 2,700 strokes per minute. Now, it did confirm when I pulled the trigger there that we do have counter oscillating blades. In other words, they're actually powered going forward and back, and it's 2 different blades doing that. Sometimes on hedge trimmers, they'll just have one stationary blade and one that moves up and down or in and out. On this one, it actually has 2, like a sawing motion on both of them, and gives it a little extra power and a little better cutting performance, if you will. Now, while we have the battery in here, let's slide our scale over and let's take a look at this. So with the battery in play, looking at 3 pounds, 10.5 ounces. Yeah, so a little under 4 pounds. Actually, that's almost 3.5 pounds. So 3 pounds, 10.5 ounces for the tool with the battery. So very light tool to handle. And by the way, this hedge trimmer, unlike a full-size hedge trimmer, it's meant to use with 2 hands. Typically, you have like an auxiliary safety on, you have a trigger safety and an auxiliary safety on most of your battery-powered or electric string trimmers. This is meant for one-handed operation, this smaller blade, and so therefore you can operate this with one hand. Just a single lock or an unlock or safety trigger, if you will. Now let's take a closer look at the business end of that. And again, I'm going to pull the battery off. And I'm going to take a look here because they claim a 1/2 inch cut capacity. And I'm not believing it, and I'll show you why. So I'll come in here with my calipers. I'm going to measure our opening here. So it's right at 300 thousandths. So it's just over a 1/4 inch opening. Now, yes, if I go in the cut capacity here and measure, then yes, I'm getting a 1/2 inch. But you're not going to get something through this gate to get into there unless you actually shoved it through. So I doubt that's going to happen. Not sure why Milwaukee's claiming that. On the 1/2 inch cut capacity. Now maybe it can actually cut it, and we'll check that out. But again, I don't see how you would actually do that unless you took a grinder and ground off all those tabs there for the entrance to the opening there. So really and truly just over a 1/4 inch as far as what the capability is to get a branch in there. Let me show you a little better of what I'm talking about. Here's a branch here. And right here, we're just over 330. In fact, let me check a little better. So right above the cut, we're at 290 thousandths, 294 thousandths. Right at the cut, we're a little over 3/10 or a little over 300 thousandths. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now in here, I can get through no problem at all. If I go right to the end, I have to kind of shove that through. And right there I'm hitting. So that's only a little over 300 thousandths and it won't fit through the opening there. Now here's a branch here that is closer to a 1/2 inch. So 450 thousandths and yeah, so there's 485 thousandths. So that's a 1/2 inch right there. And you see it's got no way that it's going to make it through those blades to get cut. So listen, kind of minuscule thing. This is a one-handed hedge trimmer. It's not meant to have huge capacity, but they do claim 1/2 inch, but it does say 1/2 inch cutting capacity. So I'm imagining meaning it can actually cut through the 1/2 inch. So let's try that out and see. So we'll start with our smaller one. So no problem chewing through that. However, go to this one, obviously, we're not going to get in there. In fact, it won't even go in enough to actually chew on it. So let's see if we can fool this thing. There we go. So now we've got a wide opening. Shove this in here. Now we're really going to test the power. So pulled the trigger a few times and it definitely cut through there. Again, let's try it again. So it looks like 4 times to actually chew through it, which is pretty impressive because it's having to start out with it buried in the wood. It didn't get a running start, if you will. So does it have the power to cut it? I guess so. Does it have the opening for the branch to get in there? There's a 1/2 inch. No, it doesn't. It's more of a little over 1/4 inch, about maybe a little less than 5/16. But definitely not 3/8 or 1/2 inch as far as the ability to make it through the gates to get cut. Let's go out and use this and see what we think. Now, while we've got it here on the bench, let's once again pull the battery off. And I'm curious to take a look under the cover right here. By the way, if you like my assembly disassembly tool, Rigid quit making this a few years ago. They kind of cut out their whole 12-volt platform, but man, this thing is really handy and I use this all the time. Hey, if you liked our little install tool that we use from Rigid, they don't make it anymore. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Hey, if you think Milwaukee ought to make something like this since they still have an M12 platform, hint, hint, let me know in the comments if you'd like something like this. From Milwaukee, of course. Anyway, so we've got the cover here. Just curious what we're going to look at underneath here, if we're going to see plastic, metal, or what have you. So lots of grease. Love to see that grease packed in there, especially since it's brand new. Looks like these two Torx bolts right there kind of retain the arm here, or the cutting blade. And there's a large bearing there. And it looks like we have a counter bearing here on the plastic shaft. So this is, on the plastic housing. So that's the counter shaft of that gear, and it goes in that bearing there. Looks like this is the hold down for this gear here. So yeah, it looks all metal to me. So that's impressive. I was scared I'd open it up and maybe see some plastic gearing. I don't see that. I see this pinion gear, or the smaller gear here, is metal. I also see the larger gear in there is metal as well. So yeah, looks pretty good to me. Just wanted to kind of take a look under that to see if something that we can maintain. So repack that grease after probably a few seasons of use. Not a bad thing to do at all. Again, love this little tool because it's pressure sensitive. So all I have to do is push it on. Pretty cool little tool. Let's go use this. So very sharp blades that are cutting these smaller limbs with no problem at all. Obviously these azaleas have had a little abuse here. Very easy to handle, very balanced in the hand. Little front heavy, as I would expect with all the steel and stainless steel up there on the front, but not bad whatsoever. Pretty balanced tool, but easy to handle with one hand, no problem whatsoever. Also the cut on this, very quick. Even getting into thicker stuff. Can still move rather quickly. You don't have to slow down. This thing's going to cut through it pretty quick. Nice sharp cut. There's an example of a branch I really can't cut through, just because it won't let it through the gate there. So that's something that I would have to come back with either a set of pruning shears or a bigger hedge trimmer to actually make that cut to trim that back. So if there's a a concern of this tool, or something that you need to look out for, if you will, is that you may want to carry a set of hand shears with you. So when you hit that piece that's greater than that 300 thousandths of an inch, that you can take and just trim that off and roll on, because it's not going to let it through those gates. There, I kind of forced it through. No problem cutting it. It's just getting it in there to make the cut. So you see, once it's in there, it cut almost all the way through on one pull. Second pull, it gets through. Otherwise, great, handy, very quick tool to use. This is a very handy little tool. I'm telling you, it cuts really, really well. Very balanced tool, as I mentioned when I was cutting. Balance point is a little further up than halfway, but it's right there in front of the handle. So when you're holding it with one hand, no problem at all, holding this, and then you're going to use a single finger to actually use the trigger there and power the tool, and then the thumb to actually unlock it. Very easy to use, very easy to figure out. Cut capacity on it, saying that it's a 1/2 inch. I don't know why they did that, and then still only have, say 300 thousandths of clearance on the front side of the cutting teeth. Does it have the power to cut through that 1/2 inch stuff? Well, yeah, we showed you that it did, especially if you were able to kind of get a running start as you're moving around. It probably would. I'm sure they had reasoning to make it smaller, so you're not trying to make this your primary hedge trimmer. Pricing on this, $250 for the kit. That's pretty stout for a little hedge trimmer. It's pretty stout for any hedge trimmer. But with Milwaukee, they're always going after the pro. They're not necessarily looking for that DIY. So that probably makes some sense that you've got all the features like the counter oscillating blades, the dual oscillating blades, 2,700 strokes per minute. So you get a good, robust brushless motor that's driving 2 blades. It's got full 8 inches with the ability to cut through 1/2 inch. So it's a stout little tool. It's not just a little homeowner, cutting twigs. This thing will actually do some work. So I could definitely see that landscaper being able to run around with one hand and trim up some bushes, maybe even some little bit of ground cover, some ivy on walls, things like that, without having to pull out the full-size hedge trimmer. So could be a very handy tool. Definitely recommend having a set of hand pruners there with you to, again, cut those larger branches as you need it. Check it out from Milwaukee. Again, it's the model number 2533, and it's the M12 Fuel 8-inch hedge trimmer. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already? And by all means, if you hated our video, then give us a thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day and keep smiling.